Watched a movie this week that asked an interesting question. What would you do if you had all the power in the world? What would you change? Would you use that power to enrich yourself, to make yourself more comfortable, to make yourself more popular, more famous? Would you use that power even to extend your life? Or would you use that power for the good of humanity? Would you end this pandemic or end disease altogether? Would you use it to end dictatorships and establish democracy? Would you end hunger or homelessness? Would you make the world a better place? It's the Christian belief that Jesus is the most powerful man who ever lived. It's our belief that he walked on water, that he healed diseases. He healed blind people and lame people, that he turned water into wine and fed hungry people, that he calmed storms and raised the dead. And Jesus never used any of that power for himself. He never used it to enrich himself. He never used it to make himself more comfortable. He never used it to increase his popularity. He never used it ever for the benefit of himself. And that's generally well recognized. But what goes less recognized is that Jesus didn't use it for the good of humanity either. He did heal people, but he never healed all disease. He fed people, but he never ended hunger. He never ended homelessness. He never did any of those things that so many people feel like they should be doing today. As a matter of fact, he lived all of his life as a poor person. He lived in the backwoods of the Roman Empire, and he died a criminal's death. And we should ask the question, what did Jesus know about power that we don't? If you believe that Jesus is who he says he is, why did he use that power in that way? And how might we learn to use our power in such a way? And if you don't believe that Jesus is who he says he is, the question becomes even more curious. How did this person who lived, again, in the backwoods of the Roman Empire, who never had wealth, who was put to death by Roman authorities, who was executed, how did he get to a place where he has today 1 billion followers? It's a relevant question. They're all relevant questions, and we'll be trying to answer these on Sunday.